Hello, so this is game 4 from the 7 Kisei title match played between Fujisawa Hideyuki and Cho Chikun, and this time Cho Chikun taking black won by resignation, but the game was fairly close till the end. White was about 6 or 7 points behind when he resigned. Let's see how it go. So first of all, this time we have a diagonal Fuseki, and usually this type of opening leads to complicated fights early on. Black took one of the Shimaris. He could play any kind of Shimari here, the high one, the two space high, which is very trendy nowadays, or the low and far Shimari, the Ogema Shimari. But back in the day it was popular to play the tight one. So white attacks the other corner in order to prevent another corner enclosure. And here black plays a pincer, a loose pincer that's also very popular nowadays. But most of the time the first choice for black is to go Kosumi or Keima in order to prevent being pressed down. And usually when this Kosumi or Keima is played, white just extends for a base. Then black has the freedom to choose whether to attack the top left corner from one side or the other. Of course, black can always consider the early Sansan invasion, or black can attack the lower right corner. He can approach the Sansan and set up his own Moya on the right, having the Shimari facing the R10 direction. But in the actual game, we have the pincer. And now for white, most of the time, the first move to consider is to put pressure right away, then get ahead. Now here, black usually plays c7 to get ahead, but b7 it's a very popular move too. And then, no matter where black plays here, white can pincer l3 for example, counter pincer, in order to develop the bottom and also take away the base of j4. Now j4 can play going for a base and also attack the 3 stones in the lower left corner, or come out with a Kosumi or a cap move, or simply ignore and play a shoulder hit over the Sansan to put pressure and keep being active. But this game is played with 5.5 Komi, so black is probably not going to be too active, but we will see. So Kosumi Tsuke instead, then black gets ahead, white makes eye shape in the corner, black simply Hane to reduce the potential in the corner and make his own base. Then black was supposed to extend on the left side, this is a Joseki move. But if this happens, white will push in Sente and then counter pincer again. So white got stronger and can attack the J4 move. Probably that's why black decides to reinforce the bottom right away, which is quite a surprising move to see though, but he felt the priority is to take care of J4 and in the meantime approach R3, which becomes thinner. So white has to do something about the left side and punish back for not going for a base there, and he does that. Actually here locally white can think about c8, which is black's proper move to extend for a base. Then black is forced to go out, and this way white induces a good shape on the bottom side, but also develops quite nice on the left side. So if this happens, black simply comes out between the groups, but white got a nice potential on the left and a very powerful group in the lower left corner, so nothing to complain. This feels slightly better for white locally. Now playing this move it's also fine because it puts a lot of pressure on black and also keeps black surrounded. In the other variation, black would go out between the groups. So black simply takes the base. The turn is good to create cutting points and RG, then block down to keep ice in the corner. So that's a proper way to leave. Now I decide to extend in the top and go for a Moyo, but usually here, nowadays it's more common to play a tight corner defense like f17, because this kind of move prevents the Sansan invasion, where the middle side extension actually invites the Sansan invasion, because white has a Hoshi and two extensions to the middle of the side, so this is considered a double wing formation, and usually where you see a double wing formation, black usually will just go in the Sansan in this case, so that happened in the actual game too. It was pretty obvious. White can block either side, but White probably wants to build more on the left side, thinking that having all those stones invested on the left side early on, there is more potential there. And also the extension at c9, it's further away from the wall, so it has a good reason to try to set up the moyo there. But nowadays it doesn't matter so much which side one blocks. So here we have a pretty modern Joseki. White plays the Keima. White can think about the Hane and double Hane. No, most of the times when White plays the Hane at e17, he follows up with the double Hane at f18. So in this case, White takes the corner, and when Black comes out to separate k16 from the top left area, White can consider shoulder hit and pull back. Then of course Black and Hane in center on the left side. Black can also come out once and then Hane, and White will either capture the 3 stones or jump out, but this leaves more Aji in the corner. Well, it's difficult to say whether it's better to play the Hane right away or to extend and then play the Hane, because now White just captured the 2 stones and there is no more Aji in the corner. But in the meantime, this is less territory for White, and also Black has more space to damage the left side. So the defenses are quite sensitive. Anyway, Keima, then push and Hane under. So this way, the Joseki we see in the top left corner is very similar with the modern Josekis nowadays. And of course, Black pushes along. So White got the wall quite strong, facing his stone on the left side. So he's very happy with the moyo that's forming on the left. And here you would expect White to extend again. This is the most natural move. But actually White is strong enough, and even if Black plays Hane h17, he's quite happy with the wall that he's building. And playing a move like d6, it's powerful and proper. It looks a bit slow, but actually prevents Black's cut at e6. So if White plays away and Black Hane, then Atari, and push one time, White's formation on the bottom becomes very heavy and crowded too. And of course, if White gets ahead, Black already gained from this exchange, separating the left side, and now Black can consider the invasion being strong. So it's quite powerful to play d6, and also d6 prepares an attack on the left. So let's say Black plays Peep and then Hane, Nobi, and reduce the moyo somehow. White can block on the left side like this, then block again, and Hane in the corner. Now all these moves are center for White. He doesn't have to play them now to waste Cotrets, but in the end Black has to leave with 4 points, which is pretty painful. So Black decided to protect right away. Black can also protect with a move at b8, but it's not necessarily center to prevent being attacked so severe. But playing the bump, Black looks for Hane to separate, so White pulls back and now Black hits center. And for Black it's quite important to play h17 next, which he did, Hane in the head of 2 stones, to punish White for not going Nobi again. But that's not a bad idea to reduce, but normally it's natural to push again in center and then play some kind of approach move to look for the cutting points in the top at G or F16. So it's a bit strange not to see the exchange at J17, but it's nice to see the reducing move at J12. Actually, the AI would like to go even deeper into the moyo, like G12 or even G13. But okay, it really requires a lot of reading to support that kind of reducing move. So Black keeps a little bit of distance, so it means he respects White thickness more, which is good in general. Now White is setting up some co-fight in the top with these exchanges. So if Black captures a stone, being greedy to damage the left side, now White can cut in the top and win the semi. So when Black comes out, White can push along couple of times, but already the two stones in the top are captured and then even connect here. So black's only move is to capture the stone. Now having this exchange on the board, the E18, D18, white can cut, Atari once, and then connect. Now here, if black captures one stone, later in the game, when white covers or plays K18, white can set up a call. So let's say white covers, black plays away, then the call starts, J19, and so on. That's why white wanted exchange at G19 in center. So it's good timing to prepare that kind of follow-up. And this also happens because they play these games with 9 hours each, so they have plenty of time to think about all kind of details like that, setting up that kind of trap. So black jumps again to reduce the left side. That's a very nice move and simple. One space jump, it's really bad. White starts a little counter attack, and black comes out with a horse shape or horse face, this formation. It's a pretty light formation to escape to the middle. Now white got a very large point on the board, an extension in front of black Shimari. Then black protects the top. Now the idea of protecting right away to save the two stones is to activate the cut at G16, so white needs to protect also. Well, white didn't protect directly here or here, because with the cap on the left side, white can build a lot, and even if black cuts and comes out, white can actually fight locally or extend for a base. So that thing can wait. It's good to block E12 to build a territory on the left. And now R4, it's a bit aggressive. Maybe it's black's mindset to try to be more active, being 3 games down already in the title. But normally it's good enough to play R5 and then extend R8. Already black is making a base, white does the same thing. White can also attach, pull back, and turn. It's pretty much the same thing. But black wants to be more aggressive, so it makes sense to see a move like R4. Actually, a move like R4 is what an AI would play too. And that's also nice to see. After so many years, the game plan or the game idea back in the day was similar to what we see in the top AI games. So black turns, but the jump is fine. If white pushes, black can always peep to reinforce the bottom area and then counter attack or just defend and allow the extension here. So turn once. Now it's natural, yeah, this peep, it's black's privilege. It's natural to see a Hane and then extend for a base. But black jumps from the bottom because this formation is quite nice with J4. Then when white extends, black can also make a base. So actually with this exchange and for N5 for P6, black wants to induce the extension for a base on the right side. But white is trying to counter plan. So first white connects with a peep in center and then takes away the extension. Up to this point in the game, it's pretty much 50-50, very balanced. But now white is taking a slight lead, attacking very severe this group. Black managed to leave. It's good to see that black played the Hane S3 before white plays the Hane S4. So if black pushes along, white can Hane, Atari, and then block. And now black has to capture and struggle a little bit to make twice. It's going to live, but painful. So in the end, it's like 2 points life. Actually 3, black captured the stone too. So like this, black can leave slightly bigger. Well, instead of 2-3 points, it's more like 4-5, but every point matters. And at this stage, when white extends with a Keima in the middle, white probably has like 60%, 64% to win this game. But it's still a long way to go. Now, black had a weak group in the center, kinda thin. And with this Keima, he reinforces the group and also tries to reduce the middle potential. If black takes the big point on the right side, white can attack quite severe around here, and then protect the right side. So the middle becomes pretty large for white this way. Therefore, it's better to attack from the weak stones, make them stronger, and then play other big points. The shape is excellent for black in the middle. And now black got the last big point on the board, this extension from the Shimari. White keeps reducing the center. And finally, the protect in the top. Yeah, he has to. If white simply protects here, black will cut and go out. Then white is kind of thin in the top with this K16 group, so safer to stay connected like this. Black still plays one Atari just to force white into a bad shape. And it's good to play it now, because if black plays the Atari, if he delays the Atari too much, white will probably discard the two stones, but now he still wants to keep everything connected. Now this is a large point to secure the bottom side. White reduces from the center, and black is going to reduce the left side. Normally, as a reflex, one would just block here, but black is connected anyway, so it's more fighting spirit to go for the left side reducing. And now even if white cuts, black can extend down and connect under, so it's not such a big loss on the bottom area. This move is a probe to see whether black reacts with a no-B or a bump, or maybe Hane in the corner, or descent. If black plays S16 for example, white can push and Hane, push again, then descent. And now white just leaves in the corner very comfortable. So black plays a solid no-B to kill everything. Now with this turn, white is preparing the ko, but black doesn't have time to protect right away. More important to reduce the center. This clamp is a very nice Tetsuji. If black simply blocks, white covers, black extends, and white gains a few extra points in the D11 area. But playing this Hane, it's a nice way to resist and also take away white's liberties. So this way, white got to squeeze black, but white builds less on the left side, so black has nothing to complain, and black is also centered. So right now, black reinforces the top right corner with this move, and it's very difficult for R17 to live in a ko or anything like that. This is a good exchange in center for white, L3 cut. Now black has to live in the corner. Black can leave right away, but playing T2 threatens to capture the stone, so if white connects, black will play the tiger mouth to make life. With this move, white is trying to separate the middle group from the bottom. So black has to pay attention here not to lose the center group, because the F11i is false, and if white plays a peep, he can actually destroy the eyes this way. So in the end, there is only one eye. But it's not that easy. So first of all, some center endgame move in this area. Then white tries to use the edge in the top right corner to get some outside forcing moves. A very nice clamp at S14. Then with this attach, actually white is trying to prepare the kill, because if he tries to do it right away, black can Atari and go out. Try to connect to the top right, so it's not so easy to catch the group. But playing this move, white is attacking the center group from afar, but black is alert and he just makes eye shape on the spot. So he plays the move that white wants to play to kill the large group, and white profits in the top. Now this is a nice Suji to connect under. If black cuts, white will Atari, Atari under, and push along. And then if this happens, white, it's actually fine. So black just needs to accept the connection underneath. Now That's also a big endgame move, but once black connects in the middle, most of the potential here disappeared. So now I think black is actually taking the lead because white was really counting on that middle side territory to become large, and in the end, center is never as big as it looks. So black eliminates the ko, and before he does that, he turns his center. He could take the stone right away, but if he doesn't, and if he just jumps in the middle, white can start the ko now. And let's see the ko threads. Yeah, white has some ko threads to fight this one. Yeah, white has plenty of ko threads. Capture J10, push C6, and so on. So with this move, black eliminates the ko and he takes a big step forward into winning this game. Now S18 is just to create some RG for a Semedori, but there is no way to leave locally in the top right corner. Black jumps in the middle to reduce the potential and also make sure that there is no shortage. I mean Semedori in the corner, so he doesn't have to play inside too many times to capture the dead stones. And here, once he connects in the center, there's nothing to worry about. A very proper move to play b1 and leave. If black plays away, let's say some jump here, white can hane, then play a key point, or actually push, then push again, and push again. Everything is center. With this move, oh, this move kills. I'm sorry. Ah, yeah. No, I'm wrong. It doesn't. Hane. Yeah, this can leave. So white can only take the tail. But playing the honey here is very painful, so black has to go down and stay safe. Leave with 6 points in the corner. So now white takes his center moves. Here usually black just turns, but he's not afraid of being Atari here and connect, because now white has to, white has to come back and protect. So the group is still alive in the corner. Therefore white connects, black protects, and white keeps center. And like this, white builds more points on the left side. Also, this turn is center. So that's probably time Suji. Now they're fighting pretty much on neutral points in the middle. And only small moves left. Like 1-2 points moves. But destroying that middle area was enough for black to establish his lead. And with this descent, it's pretty much declaration of victory. Black is like 6 points ahead. If black turns here and white hane and connect later in the game, black needs another move. So white resigned the game. And finally, Cho Chikun is back in the title match. After 3 wins, he won his first game. Let's see what happens in the next one. Enjoy the review.